Alright, guys, so I'm back. So I've thought about this for a while. For like the last 30 minutes or so. Maybe 40 minutes. And the only thing I could think of was what year did this happen in? What exact year? It mentions poison curtains. So that would put us somewhere in between 1950, roughly 1950 to 1991. And all of our questions have involved, the Y2K involved time, red and blue involved somewhere, that game came out early 1990s, maybe 1989. The game will definitely came out in the late 80s. Chernobyl happened in 1986. The only thing that doesn't fit that pattern is the Demon Core, which was in 1945, shortly before, or maybe it was sometime around the atomic bomb. So I'm going to ask, what exact year did this happen in? The defining event occurred in 2006. Okay, so this is way post. I figured it would happen in 2007, 2008. Just came to me. I think I'm going to ask another question. Another question I wanted to ask was, it says radioactive poisoning. I think I know what this is talking about. Alexander Litvinenko. London espionage atmosphere. Well, no, I wasn't thinking of that actually. I knew. I was thinking. Although 2006 might be too early for this. I was thinking. Navalny. That's who I came up with. But I knew that I probably didn't know what the answer was. So I'm going to say it's this person. Don't know who Litvinenko. I don't know who that is. Now, in a real game, they would get the point. But since it's not, I'm going to... Okay, we managed to get there in the end. Alright, the year 2006. So eventually we did come up to the answer. I thought we were going to be stuck on that one, to be honest with you. Post-Cold War. Alright. Round 6, category ubiquities. Here's the big one. This round contains multiple valid answers, multiplied score swings, and collapse through constraint oscillation. Now, I did update this, so if I get it wrong, most likely I will lose all the points and everything. Okay, all valid answers must relate to subjects already introduced in the game. So all of the questions, all the ambiguities of what was going on in previous questions, that is all solved, and that's all part of this. So really, you were playing ambiguities the entire time, but you were asking all these questions, and it was broken down, and you were working the game back. You were playing the game backwards. Okay, this means the ambiguity field now includes Chernobyl, Y2K, Demon Court, Pokemon Generation 1. Sounds random, right? And Litvinenko. So those are things that it includes, but it can include a million other things as well. Okay. Current valid interpretations. There's only 5 interpretations. So it didn't go crazy on us and do 50 or 1,000, whatever it could have been. So I would lose 50 points if I get this wrong. Okay, midnight radiation networks, children collapse. Okay, radiation, midnight. Yeah, everything that we've done fits that. Midnight, Y2K networks, Y2K as well, computers and children. Children is new, collapse and radiation. Children. This is undetermination management. Underdetermination. Let's say, what year is this? The subject is associated with the 1980s. Children. What involves children? 1980s. I know something involves children and radiation in the 1930s or 40s. I'm not talking. No, I'm not talking about the atomic bomb. It doesn't have anything to do with midnight, though, unless midnight is a metaphor. Okay. Chernobyl. Demon Core. It can't be Demon Core because that was 1945. It can't be Chernobyl because even though that children was involved in that, they weren't the main highlight of that story or the narrative. Networks would be very, they would be very vague. I think it's more specific than that in this case. No, it wouldn't involve. Could involve poisoning of children. That did happen. Again, that happened in, I don't know what year that was, 1930s, 1940s. Pokemon. Children networks from... What? Pokemon. Pokemon. Radiation. Radiation could also be a metaphor. Or is it symbolic? See, I get, depending on the context, I get those two confused. Radiation plus collapse percentage. So midnight, still. But those won't be the right answer because we've already answered those, and it wouldn't be. They wouldn't loop into themselves, or they shouldn't. It's gonna hit me with something so obvious, isn't it? 1980s. 1980s. Networks, children, collapse. I don't understand what radiation networks and children have in common. Pokemon would also have something in common. Chernobyl, Demon Core, Y2K. All of these things had to be in common in the 1980s. Which is interesting because Y2K didn't happen too much later. So it's kind of like it's a representation. By the way, I do have a drink right here. It is hot. I like this flavor. People probably would be surprised I drink Monsters. But I really like the symbolism. It's very provocative. It's Bad Apple. And don't you hate when people make videos where they're slurping their drinks on camera? I hate that, guys. Hate that so much. And it's like they do it on purpose. I know this is a very sensitive microphone, so I hope I try to cut down on that if it happens. I don't know. Does this involve I don't think there's only 5 interpretations. Is it saying that it's none of those things fit? Um, um, so does it involve institutions? '80s radiation collapse, children institutions midnight. It does sound like I could be misremembering, but I don't think that happened in the 1980s. State failure information children affected by fallout. That sounds like Chernobyl when you write it that way. Is it? But Chernobyl did not happen at midnight. It happened at 1 in the morning. Uh at 1:23 in the morning. The umbilical round is not merely pointing to a nuclear disaster, it's pointing to a system collapse radiating outward through institutions' generations. Dominant interpretation of Chernobyl, yeah. But that doesn't... No. Is it Chernobyl? It shouldn't be an answer. It shouldn't be an answer that was already used. Oh, okay, that's... No, that wouldn't be correct. No, that would be wrong. Midnight was a metaphor. So is it a metaphor or is it not a metaphor? But you know what happened at 1:23 a.m.? Chernobyl was up again at 1:23 a.m. local time on April 26, 1986. Why does it keep going to Y2K? Y2K was 2000. This has nothing to do... See, this is where its Western logic is absolute trash. I thought we were going to get something big. We saw the last Pilot 2. We had the whole build-up at the beginning, and we get us this nonsense at the end. Come on. That was a letdown. Alright, I'm going to have to work on the script more on the prompt for that to prevent that from happening again. So guys, that's the end of this right now. people liked these videos. People liked the idea and the concept. So I'm going to continue doing them. For the betterment of humanity, if nothing else. So, yeah, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.